Every year, millions of electronic devices are produced, used, and eventually discarded. From smartphones to computers, televisions, and even refrigerators, technology is advancing faster than ever, and with it, the accumulation of electronic waste, or e-waste. E-waste refers to any discarded electronic or electrical device, which can include items like phones, laptops, televisions, and household appliances. But while technology has brought convenience, entertainment, and innovation, its environmental cost is becoming increasingly apparent. In this video, we'll explore why e-waste is one of the world's most urgent environmental crises and raise awareness about the urgent need for better management and recycling of these devices. E-waste has become one of the fastest growing waste streams globally. In 2021 alone, the world generated a staggering 57.4 million metric tons of e-waste. That's over 7.3 kilograms for every person on Earth. What makes this number particularly alarming is not just the volume of waste, but also the speed at which it is growing. Our dependency on electronic devices is increasing, and as technology rapidly evolves, the lifespan of products is getting shorter. The average consumer now replaces their smartphone every 2 to 3 years, and many other gadgets, like computers, tablets, and televisions, are similarly discarded at a rapid pace. In fact, it's estimated that over 50% of the electronics that we use end up in landfills, where they're either burned or dumped into the environment. This rapid turnover of electronic devices is a huge contributor to the growing e-waste crisis. The environmental consequences of improper e-waste disposal are both severe and long-lasting. Many electronics contain hazardous materials such as lead, mercury, cadmium, and brominated flame retardants. These substances, when not disposed of properly, leach into the soil and water, causing contamination that can persist for decades. For example, lead found in the circuit boards of old computers and phones can seep into the ground and pollute water sources, threatening local ecosystems and human health. Additionally, the burning of e-waste, often done in open fields in developing countries, releases toxic fumes into the air, contributing to both air pollution and global warming. One of the most troubling aspects of e-waste is its impact on biodiversity. Toxins released from improperly disposed devices can destroy ecosystems, poison wildlife, and reduce biodiversity in affected areas. E-waste also disproportionately affects developing countries where most of the world's e-waste is sent for recycling. While these countries may receive economic benefits from recycling materials, they also bear the brunt of the environmental and health risks. Communities living near e-waste processing sites are often exposed to dangerous chemicals, which can cause serious health problems such as cancer, neurological damage, and respiratory diseases. The human health risks associated with e-waste are deeply concerning. Many people working in informal e-waste recycling operations are exposed to hazardous materials without the proper safety equipment. These workers, often in developing nations, may come into direct contact with toxic metals like lead, mercury, and cadmium. Additionally, when e-waste is burned, harmful chemicals are released into the air, which can cause severe respiratory issues and long-term health problems. The impacts aren't just limited to workers. Entire communities near e-waste dump sites are at risk. Children, pregnant women, and those with pre-existing health conditions are particularly vulnerable to the harmful effects of exposure to these toxic substances. In some areas, the exposure to chemicals found in e-waste has led to birth defects, developmental delays in children, and long-term neurological damage. The situation is especially dire in countries like Ghana, India, and China, where the majority of the world's e-waste is processed. These health risks underline the urgent need for safer and more effective methods of e-waste recycling, as well as greater awareness about the dangers of improper disposal. While the environmental and health risks of e-waste are alarming, there is hope. Proper recycling and the implementation of a circular economy, where products are designed for reuse, repair, and recycling, can mitigate the negative impact of e-waste. In fact, much of the material in electronic devices can be recycled. For example, metals like gold, silver, and copper, as well as rare earth metals, can be extracted and reused in new products. By recycling e-waste, we can recover valuable resources and reduce the need for mining, which has its own set of environmental problems. However, recycling e-waste is not without its challenges. Much of the e-waste generated today is not properly recycled. In fact, less than 20% of global e-waste is recycled through certified programs. This is partly because many electronic devices are not designed with recycling in mind. They are difficult to disassemble, and many contain hazardous components that require specialized processing. To address this, companies need to adopt more sustainable product designs that prioritize the ease of recycling. Consumers, too, can play a role by supporting brands that prioritize sustainability and by choosing products with longer lifespans. So, what can we do to address the growing e waste crisis? The first step is raising awareness. The more we understand the environmental and human health impacts of e waste, the more motivated we will be to take action. One simple but effective action is to ensure that our electronic devices are recycled properly. Instead of throwing old gadgets in the trash, look for certified e waste recycling programs in your area. Many communities offer free e waste collection days or have drop off locations where old electronics can be disposed of safely. Another way to reduce e waste is to extend the life of our devices. Rather than upgrading to the latest smartphone or tablet every year, consider repairing or upgrading your current device. Many devices can be repaired, and opting for modular designs allows users to replace individual components, like batteries or memory, rather than discarding the entire device. In addition, consider purchasing secondhand electronics or refurbished devices, which can help reduce demand for new products and keep perfectly usable electronics in circulation. Lastly, supporting policies that promote sustainable electronics production and recycling is key. Governments, businesses, and consumers all have a role to play in ensuring that e waste is properly managed. Advocating for stronger regulations around e waste disposal and supporting businesses that use eco friendly manufacturing practices are essential steps toward a more sustainable future. The e waste crisis is one of the most pressing environmental challenges of our time, but it is also an opportunity for positive change. By raising awareness, recycling responsibly, and supporting sustainable design, we can reduce the harmful effects of e waste on both our planet and our health. The good news is that each of us has a role to play, whether it's by reducing our consumption of electronics, choosing products that are easier to recycle, or simply making sure our old devices are disposed of safely. We can all contribute to solving this growing crisis. As technology continues to evolve, we must ensure that its benefits do not come at the expense of our environment and our health. The time to act is now. Together, we can help create a future where e waste no longer threatens our planet or the well being of future generations. This version of the script is more educational and structured to inform and raise awareness about the importance of e waste recycling and sustainable electronics consumption.